Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, standing outside a rental property we bought a while ago, and we are doing an eviction today. We probably have one of the first evictions in the state of Colorado. We'll talk about that and how that happened, but these guys have had major code violations for months and months and months, and probably years before I bought it. And so we've asked them to fix it numerous times, and they have not listened or done anything. So we're all just waiting for the sheriff. We have all our people lined up here to do the eviction, because in Colorado you basically have an hour to get all this stuff out of the house, so you have to bring enough manpower to do that. So we'll see how it goes. We're waiting for the sheriffs to show up. They do have a couple dogs out and people feverishly moving stuff, but they've had 4 months to move, so it's not a big surprise to them. And this should be an interesting one. We'll see how this one goes, and then figuring out how to deal with all the stuff they leave too will be interesting as well. All right, the sheriffs are here. That's their undercover ride, and they've been inside talking to the guy, although they are right now coming out. So we're waiting for them to come up with a plan to let us know what to do, and then we will go from there and see what the house looks like, see what all the outside stuff looks like.
But no, they're funny, like come up with clean free, and for them to say, oh yeah, clean.
All right, so here's the first look at the house after it's been cleaned. I did not videotape. Oh, pup, come on, pup, let's go outside. The actual eviction, because the previous owners and a bunch of their buddies were here, and they're still here. I didn't want to cause any issues or make it any more uncomfortable than it already was. But this is actually one of the nicer houses in the compound. So I have videos of the other ones you can see. I'll link to below. There's no real heat source though. That's one big issue. It does have an okay bathroom. The kitchen is obviously really not horrible compared to the other ones. And it has 2 bedrooms, but none of them have closets. But there really wasn't that much stuff in the house. It's all the stuff that is outside of the house, and it is everywhere. And we'll kind of give the story of what was said and what happened and everything a little bit after we leave the property. So it's vacant, it's empty. The house can be secured. They have time to come back and get the stuff on the outside. We'll see how that goes and go from there. All right, we're all done with the eviction. You can see the property from over here. Lots of vehicles, lots of stuff still. They said they'd all have it out by the end of the weekend. Technically, we have to give them 24 hours according to state law, but we're not gonna start moving stuff out for at least a week, and I told them that to give them a chance to get as much stuff as they can. So we'll see how much they get out, how much is left for us. We left them a dumpster, let them use the dumpster as much as they want, and then we will go from there. This is one of the other vacant properties on the compound that we've been prolonging fixing up until we got the other one vacant, but we did find something interesting on it. We are in Colorado, so if we're in Colorado, you might know what that is. And if the compound didn't have enough going for it, we've got the train right next to it, the train tracks. Hey, we're back in the office. The eviction is complete, and I want to give a little more background on how the eviction happened, how this all went down, because it was kind of awkward filming there, just with a whole lot of people and a lot of different things going on. So first off, I bought this property at the very end of 2019. It had 3 residential properties and a commercial property. We did cash for keys on the other 2 properties that were occupied. They accepted money, they moved out, even though from what we can understand, everybody was kind of related on this property, and we call it the compound because that's what the city called it when we talked to them, because there was a number of police reports and activities at the compound, and the city was really happy we bought it and basically told us we had to evict everybody to avoid more code violations and different things going on. So this property paid rent, sort of. They didn't quite pay all they're paying, but they paid rent, and we kept telling them over and over again, hey, the city is giving you code violations. You cannot have all this stuff out. You can't have the campers, all the cars, all the junk everywhere. And they pretty much just ignored us every time we mentioned that and just kind of tried to keep paying rent. We told them, no, you have to get rid of this stuff. You have to clean it up. And they just completely ignored us. We tried to do cash for keys and say, hey, we'll pay you to move. They ignored us there. So we started the eviction back in February, I think, went through the courts, had everything approved. And then the same week that the eviction was scheduled was when the coronavirus hit and all evictions were halted in Colorado. So we had to wait until the eviction moratorium was up, which I think was about 2 weeks ago. And there was a rumor that the governor might extend that to October or even the next year, but he did not. He let that expire. And we went to our lawyer, went back to court, and they denied our eviction writ. And the reason was, well, he said they restarted the late payments or changed the way it was written. You can't have a 10-day notice of payment. You need a 30-day payment, so you have to redo all of that. But we weren't evicting on late payments. We were evicting on code violations. So we went back to the court, said, hey, can you look at this again? He said, oh, you're right. And they issued the writ. We were able to do the eviction thanks to us not having a non-payment issue, but code violation issue. So that's why I thought we might be one of the first evictions to happen in the area. It turns out we were some of the first, but there were quite a few before us as well. So the sheriff deputies were doing other evictions today, and they said things were really starting to ramp up as far as evictions in the area. So when we got there, and actually the occupant of the house had called us before that, asking for more time. He had had 4 months to move. They stopped paying rent after that first eviction court date, and they called us saying, oh, we haven't had enough time. We didn't know we had to move. You know, we need more time. We need 7 days. And they acted like they just gotten notice. The more you talk to them, it's like, oh, we knew 4 weeks ago. Oh, we knew 6 weeks ago. And so it's pretty obvious they knew. They're just trying to work the system, and we're hoping we wouldn't be able to do anything. So they had a good 5 to 7 people there who were moving stuff when we got there, and he was just going all out with the sheriff's deputies, with us trying to get us to let him to stay there another 7 days. We said, no, you have to leave the house. We'll put all your stuff outside, that you can work on getting that stuff outside later. So we got in the house. There was hardly anything left. There's a bed, I think maybe a couch, some other stuff. So I don't know why they needed that much more time, unless they simply wanted to live there longer because there wasn't that much stuff. So we helped them move it out. The people who were there the whole time helping us move things out. So it was civil. There was nothing bad that happened, although there were some looks between people, I feel like, that weren't the friendliest. And eventually we got the house empty, got everything moved out, and they got all the stuff they needed. We gave them the fridge and the washer and dryer because they wanted it, just trying to be civil, let them have, don't know for sure if that was theirs to the landlords, but not a big deal for us. So happy to help them move those things. And now the sheriff deputies said they had 24 hours to move all their stuff, and then we could start just pretty much take it or get rid of it. We told them they'd have a week to come back and take all that stuff and get it moved out of there. So we will see what happens if they do get all of that out or not, or how much is left in that week, and we'll do another update video and show you what it looks like then. And we can kind of do a full walk around video there as well. I was trying not to shoot too many videos and get too many people who probably didn't want to be in the videos, so it was a little tricky there. So once this one's vacant, it's all cleaned out. Our plan is to get these houses rentable. We're not gonna make them super duper nice, because at some point someone might want to come in, tear down these properties and build a shopping center or something, because this is commercial real estate, which is one reason why I bought it. And we will go from there. And on a side note, one of my guys who speaks Spanish did say the tenants were speaking Spanish, saying, I must be the boss because I'm wearing a stupid pink shirt. So he thought that was pretty funny, and I guess I did too. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. We'll have more updates on this property. Be sure to check out investformore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent, all that good stuff, and check out Amazon for our 9 books that we have. Thanks a lot.